What is up, Rapid Runners? Welcome back to our weekly recap. I just want to say before we get started, I'm so happy that we're here. It has been how many weekly recaps now? This is 6, not including the welcome. When we first started this out, I wasn't sure if we were going to make it this far. I'm glad we did, and it's still going strong, and I feel very comfortable now. So I just want to say thank you, everybody. Right here in the beginning of the stream, I'm so glad to be here this Sunday.
Yeah, I totally agree. 1 month later, and we're still doing these recaps. Moving on to our second month. Thank you all so much for your patience and being here with us. From the janky starts where we didn't even save the VOD to now we're publishing these with no issues. It's been an adventure. Today, we might have a little bit of a shorter show, but we always say that, and then we end up talking for hours. So yeah, I never know what's going to happen. Today's also the big bounty reveals, so thank you all so much for being here. It's a big day for me. I love revealing these types of things. But yeah, Vex, how was your weekend been?
I mean, we all know what we had going on yesterday. That was exhausting for a full day. But that was so much fun. We're gonna talk a little bit about that after Speedrunning. But other than that, my weekend's been all right. I mean, I haven't had much of a weekend other than what you guys already have seen. So,
my weekend was good. I woke up yesterday, went on a jog, and then got everything ready for the event. Got 2 PBs in taxi. Woke up this morning, went on a jog. And then here we are. I mean, it's been beautiful here where I live. We've had no rain, which is super weird for where I live. It's been like 70 to 80 degrees and taking advantage of that. So today after this recap, I'm going to head outside and, go enjoy that, go hacky sack for a little bit. It's been a good weekend.
That's good. I'm surprised even with everything we got, that you were able to get 2 PBs in. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And now I woke up this morning and they changed everything on me again. So we'll see what happens.
New game, it's to be expected.
Yeah. And it just seems like every day they're like, oh, we can't find anything. They always find something else. Welcome to new speedrunning. But speaking of speedrunning, as always, guys, we usually have our general speedrun talks. And I know that we usually have some topics that kind of blend into each other, but I tried to go a little different today to kind of reach into that, speedrunning factor to get us to think a little bit more. So with that, Vex, I want to ask you our first question. How do speedrunners balance the pursuit of perfection in their runs with the enjoyment of playing games?
That for me is, it depends on what game you're running. If I'm running a game for competitive reasons, I accept the fact that I might not have that much fun, especially if it's a bounty and money's involved in it. That's just a straight honest truth. You tend to push the game a lot harder than you would when you're doing things casually or doing things for yourself, and sometimes that can get exhausting. But on a normal day, just my normal speed runs, I make sure to just give myself big gaps between jumping in and doing more runs, and allow myself to play games that I'm playing for fun, not just for speedrunning, and then jump back into the game I enjoy speedrunning. And normally by that time, after taking a break from the game, I'm enjoying the speedrun again, because it's I'm playing the game I've always enjoyed. For instance, Halpie. I love that game. It's my favorite speedrun. I haven't been speedrunning it for a while. I felt like I really went deep last time in speedrunning that game, and I'm taking a long break, coming back hopefully soon to reclaim some of my world records that Zan took from me. Zan, are you here, you thief? I'm gonna try to at least. And yeah, I mean, when I get back to it, I know I'm gonna enjoy it because I haven't played it in a while. That's how I balance that.
So for me, as someone who suffers from what I believe might be an acute OCD with perfectionism, I'm a reset king over here. I'll have thousands of resets if I make one minor half-second mistake. So how I try to battle my perfectionism is remembering that it's more about the community than my own personal goals. So when I'm trying to think about that half second that I can save, it's not about that. It's about pushing the game for everybody and not just for my own personal reasons. to counteract my perfectionism and to be perfect at a game, I try to focus on the aspects that, like as Vex said, that I find fun. So I'm not trying to focus so much on that minor 1.2 millisecond time save. I'm like, okay, I'm only in it for this and doing it for that type of thing. I also do believe that spacing yourself, like Vex said, is really important to keep yourself still having fun. Give yourself more things to do, maybe more games to run. Find yourself more hobbies. Also, Xanru, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Everybody, welcome in.
Welcome, Raiders.
So, like, when I have a burnout with speedrunning, most people will know that I stopped speedrunning for like 3 months. And I don't do any speedrunning at all. I'll go play MMOs. I'll mostly focus on my outdoor running and stuff like that. So when I come back, I'm not so hyper focused on that perfect, like I don't want to be perfect. I just want to get back in that groove of de-rusting and stuff. So yeah, pretty much as Vex said, just spacing yourself from it for a little bit, giving yourself that time to think about it more than just the milliseconds you're saving and more about the whole game in a whole. Yeah, so funny enough, Ghibli's right. We were just talking about you, Zan. We got Vex over here calling you a thief. So
yeah, I'm taking my Hellpie records back, Zan. I'm taking them back. It's almost time for me to return to Hellpie, you thief.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back for his world records, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, look at that! Yeah.
And look at Sin being a fake raider.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't be
right.
a raider if you were here already.
So as we were talking about like things that you can do to improve your games and stuff like that, what lessons can non-speedrunners learn from the dedication, the perseverance, and innovation demonstrated from actual speedrunners?
I know that a lot of gamers that are not speedrunners are really into their achievements and completionists of games, like 100% for casual playthroughs. And some of those achievements can be very difficult. I watched Pylord, who's in our community, who does a lot of like achievement hunting. He's actually part of a group where they track all those achievements, and there's a leaderboard based on it, and he does a lot of the retro games. He has learned so much from us speedrunners and seeing how persistent we are, and some of those achievements that he's doing are speedrun related as well, which is awesome because I get to see him dabble in speedrunning, which is something he doesn't do. But I think just having that mindset that speedrunners have to just not give up and continue going forward and taking those breaks when necessary is something that anybody can implement into any challenge in life aside from even just gaming. Having that perseverance, having that mindset, and being able to step away, come back, and try harder and not give up really can be put to any use anywhere.
I agree with that. That's actually where I was going to go with mine, was that dying isn't that big of a deal in a game. Losing isn't that big of a deal in a game. You're just going to get better. You're going to get faster at that part. That's something you can learn from speedrunners. Yeah, we're going to do that same part over and over and over again. But after you see us do it 20 times, you start to notice those like huge differences in the strats that we've picked up. And I do believe that casual players can learn to use their imagination more. Just because the game tells you how to do it that way doesn't mean you actually have to take that platform exactly that same way. It doesn't mean you got to take that route exactly that same way. Think outside the box. That's what video games are about. It's just a bunch of code in front of you, and you can find ways around doing what the game actually wants you to do. Like my girlfriend, for instance, watching her play Hollow Knight was a tragedy. She could barely jump up a platform without being afraid that if she fell, she was going to die. I'm like, there's no fall physics. She doesn't understand that. But teaching her some of the things I did, she started to understand a little bit more, and it helped her in a casual play. And she didn't end up finishing Hollow Knight, but she beat BioShock, which was super random to see somebody who's never played a video game pick up BioShock and beat it with the help of some of the stuff that she's seen me doing. Yeah. And she did some of the stuff that she's seen me do in speedrunning. She didn't take deaths in a harsh way. She just used it as a learning curve. Like, okay, I died here. So maybe instead of going right, I'll go left around this box and then, pick up this item and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of fun. So I think that they can learn a lot just from the imagination that we put towards our games. And as Vex says, the perseverance that we have to continue to push and push and push will... I think it's fun. I know Sekiro was a huge thing when it first came out, that people were talking about it was too hard, and that journalist actually put a mod into the game to make it easier and stuff. But then you have those people now that speedrun it, and look how crazy the game has become. It just a little push forward. So So speaking of successful speedruns and people becoming successful just in casual and stuff of that, what are key factors that contribute to a successful speedrun? And how do speedrunners strategize their gameplay to achieve record-breaking times?
Ooh, I think that one is based on, first of all, finding those strats like we've talked about in the past, the glitch hunting, the routing, but then also setting extra time. And when I mean extra time, I feel like it's most of the speedrunners' time on minimizing that time to do those actions. So you may find a perfect route, and you may find a glitch that skips a lot of the game. Um, for me, it's like I look at that and is that perfect time save by routing really the best option to do when going for a world record? Because it may be realistic on an IL, if you're just trying to get through a level. But if you're going for that world record time, is it really the best option? And choosing what options are best to run competitively the entirety of the game, and then also minimize the amount of time it takes to do those things.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Making sure that you know your pros and cons, weighing them out. If your cons outweigh your pros, then maybe find something else to do with your run to optimize it. So my key factors, I think, is community. Without having a community, runs don't get to that point of optimization that you believe they can. One brain compared to multiple brains working on a solution is so different. You need your routers, you need your theorists, you need your actual runners. You even need your casual players that come across the most random mistakes that you would have never thought of to make an entire speed run come together.
The Metal Gear. Remember that?
Yeah, the girl that found that skip to that door on accident. I mean, stuff like that. Like when I was playing Remnant and I raged and I kept smashing buttons, all of a sudden I found invincibility. Like it's just random things can help a speedrun, and a community is what really brings it together. I think a good example of this was Walian. We always bring this up, but I posted on SRC saying that I believe the theoretical time was 17 minutes. And that was one brain thinking about the problem. We slapped 30 brains on that problem, and now it's 9 minutes. Like that's what I'm talking about. Community can really bring a game from a speed run to a speed run. So community is the biggest thing that I think contributes to a successful speed run.
Yeah, there's been so many times that like I felt for real that what we could find in a game was the end all. Some random person comes in and finds something new, and I was like, how did we miss that? Like, how did we miss that? I put thousands of hours in some games at some point, and somebody comes in, puts 100 hours and maybe even less, and finds something. A good example is Corn Kids. Corn Kids 64. There was the last level where you have to get to the top of the tower, and I have told everybody, I have told every single person in the community that the biggest find in this game would be as soon as somebody figures out how to swim from this waterfall in the beginning of the stage to the top of the tower. Because there's a swim glitch where you can go out of bounds and use water to start swimming, but then you can swim in the air. You get like air swim. And we were able to do it in other stages like of the run. But I spent probably, I don't even know, probably 150 hours just in that one waterfall trying to figure out how to get out of bounds and use that water to swim to the top. Couldn't do it. I accepted the fact that it was not possible. And then somebody came in and figured it out and found that skip. Blew my mind.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That is so cool. I love how a lot of these games have like similar swim glitches. Like when you go watch, what is it, Thai? They have the swim glitch, and that Spyro has a swim glitch. Now this one, I love it. That's so cool. Once again, here's Vex with final level glitches. Hell Pie with the elevator and Corn Kids with a swimming
I didn't find it though.
Doesn't matter. You had the idea for some reason, man. You in the last levels. It's always a thing. That's really awesome though. I didn't even know that was actually a thing in the game. I remember picking that game up but never actually running it. So
yeah,
it is what it is. So yeah, that was our weekly speedrun talk. Just kind of, our simple 3 topics that we like to go over, kind of bounce back and forth. And with that, I think it's time we head into Vex's next topic, which we kind of stopped on this for a little bit. I think it's just because the 3 games kind of put on a little Feel much for everybody. Everybody kind of wanted to break from it and whatnot, but raid party. So Vex, if you like to take over with that.
Yes, I switched us over to our raid party theme for this talk. So there really isn't much going on with raid party right now. I want to open up the invitation for anybody who's interested in raid boss to step forward. I know Song showed some interest. I know we have the big bounty coming up, so people may want to hold off on that. I never expected raid party to be like the thing that sits at the top that everybody is like most excited for. I always expected that at some point there may be a group of people that really enjoy raid party and may take it under their wings and, you know, continue doing it every single week. But I accept the fact that it's not going to be a really popular thing at first, but it is going to be an ongoing event that could be going on at any time. So right now we don't have a raid boss. If anybody is interested in becoming the raid boss, shoot me a message. If you guys want to wait till after the big bounty is complete, you can do that as well. There's no rush. I don't want to rush it. I could even do raid boss again if you guys want. It really just depends. It depends. I would prefer raid boss to be given to somebody who has competed in the last raid party, but if nobody wants to take that title, that's okay as well. So I know Song said he was interested, and if anybody else is interested, I want you guys to let me know. Last raid party, I think it was the 3 games that threw people off. What's good about the next raid party is somebody can pick a paid game if they want to do a raid party event on it. So it could be any game.
Yep.
Aside from that, there really isn't much to talk about on raid party. I just wanted to let people know that it is open.
Which I probably will be holding off a little bit if nobody does take it, just because I want to get the big bounty set up first, and then if I don't see anybody take it within a certain time, then I'll pick a good little raid game that I can do on the side while focusing on other things. Maybe a shorter game so it's not so excruciating to get through. Like, no offense, Bears in Space seemed like it was going to be a long game. And nothing like Missouri or something like that. Like, I mean, like, it's gonna still be a game, but it's not gonna be crazy bad.
Yeah, the main thing to remember about raid party is the raid boss. The reason they're choosing the game that is being chosen is because they want to run it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more than that. If there is somebody that wants to run a Final Fantasy game and run a 12-hour Final Fantasy game on raid party night, that's up to them. That's up to them. Raid boss is there to choose a game that they wanna run with the intention that there may not be people that want to join in on them. But you know, if they continue to keep that title of raid boss and it hits that 3-week mark, then the raid party can choose a game and force your hand. So, you know, you don't always get to stay on raid boss. But yeah, it's one of those fun activities that doesn't have to be ongoing. But is open at all times for people to participate in. All right. Aside from that, we have 2 things we need to talk about. So I'm gonna switch our cams over to that.
Yes, we have the fan art contest and movie night.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people haven't been competing in the fan art contest. I get that, but you know, it could be literally anything. If you guys want to make a popsicle figure, you guys want to do a drawing, you know, just kind of get that out there. I myself have thought about doing something. I'm still trying to figure out how to find the time with everything going on. But yeah, so Vex, if you want to go in that, since that is your idea for the event, was the fan art contest.
Yeah, the fan art contest is still ongoing. I know Geek said he was going to try to work on something. I don't know if that's going to be submitted in time. We're not sure yet. But let me just go back here really quick. I forgot the exact date. The 21st. So the 21st of this month is when the fan art contest does come to an end. So if you want to get in on the fan art contest, you can go ahead and finish that up before the 21st and submit it into the art channel. Anything that's submitted into the art channel will be considered a competitor for the fan art contest.
So you have to compete against his buttons that he made. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah, it's not. I don't expect many people to get into this. I thought there might be people inside the community that are into art, and I wanted to see if that, you know, demographic was here. So I created the fan art contest to open it up to people that enjoy that type of thing. And if nobody joins in, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. We could always reopen another fan art contest in the future when we have more people. But I just want to let you guys know that it is still ongoing, and you can do that if you'd like.
Yep. And I don't know if you want to switch over from fan art, but we do have the movie night to talk about as well. So earlier, about 40 minutes ago, I finally released the submission forms, giving everybody 2 weeks to submit some movies that they would like to watch. It looked like horror was the winner for our genre on the movie night. I have chosen that the date will be the 25th of this month. It'll be a Saturday. We're going to be doing it at 2 p.m. my time. So the reason why I chose that time was because I know we have people from all over the world that's in this community, and I wanted people to actually have the time to be there, whether it's morning, whether it's nighttime or afternoon for them. But I also wanted to do some giveaways during this. So while we're watching whatever we choose, whether it's a horror movie, a horror documentary, or whatever, throughout some of it, I would like to spin a wheel, put everybody's name on there, and give them a chance to give them a cap amount of money, maybe $15, maybe $20 or whatever, and the winner's going to choose whatever game they want to, whatever the game they want to on Steam, and then we'll purchase it for them as a gift for being there and as a giveaway type thing. But if you would like to get a movie out there, the submission forms are now live on the Discord. It's a very simple form. You go in there, it tells you just to submit a movie title, and that's it. Me and Vex will go through the movie titles, I think about 2 to 3 days before the actual event. And then we will choose a movie that's not, I'm not saying it's going to have to be super family friendly, but nothing that's going to be too outrageous. And yeah, so please get those submissions in there, and hopefully everybody arrives on the 25th. And yeah, thank you all so much for that. I'm going to get the gift of nightmares. It's okay, Tango. We'll be there for you. We'll be there to hold your hand.
Pretty much all for the movie night. Yeah, that submission was created a while ago. So now we're finally going to get it out for you guys to submit.
Yeah, so yeah, you have 2 weeks, which is totally fine. 14 days to come up with a movie title, 1 movie per person. So yeah. And then, like I said, whoever wins, we'll pick that movie, and then we'll go over some things once that night actually, gets here. So now we are moving into one of the big things. We are moving into Battle Night. So yes. Battle Night was a lot of fun for everybody who participated and took the time to come out there, and who took the time to watch the event. Thank you all so much. I had a blast during my round with Sin. I know Vex dominated yesterday, 3-0. That man was a monster yesterday. So give it up to Vex.
Yes.
Huge shout out to Geek 2. The highlight of what I believe the highlight of the entire event was the ending with that fish between Tango, Ghibli, and Geek. To see Geek clutch it out in the last 30 seconds was just phenomenal. I was almost out of my seat jumping. I was like, oh! So yeah, that was so much fun. Vex does plan to have some of those VODs published this week. They're going to be releasing them whenever they can. It is going to be a little bit longer process as they've been having longer weeks, due to personal stuff. And once again, Vex is one of the busiest people when it comes to this Discord, making all the stuff happen. That's the magic maker right there. So once again, thank you all so much. Vex, if you'd like to say anything about the Battle Night as well.
Yes, I wanted to talk about a few highlights, and one of those big highlights I feel like is we did a 3-person race between me, Dan, and Xanaru, and we got three IL world records on Battle Night.
That was
amazing.
Amazing.
Have all dumped so much time into the game. For us to get IL records during the event was absolutely nuts. That blew my mind. I did not expect that at all. So yeah, when you get to see the race, you'll be able to see all 3 of those ILs happen live. Well, on YouTube it was live, but yeah, that was one of the huge highlights. Another highlight was seeing Gavin and Song just absolutely raging at the porcelain tails.
We started flying, broke doors, found glitches. That wasn't even a battle anymore. That was just us breaking a game together. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I played it through originally before giving it to you, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be pretty straightforward. It's simple puzzle that will definitely be done within the hour. But then we'll add collectibles on top of it so that it fills out the entire hour slot. And then the Song just beats the game in a couple minutes. Doesn't even do the puzzles. Now, I did look over the any percent world record. They do all of the puzzles.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how I did it.
If we can recreate that, we can steal that 80% world record.
Yeah, it's amazing. Also, a highlight that I want to point out because Tango. Oh, also Xanadu, congrats on the sub 50 for Pilfer. I see your message in there. Tango also with Vex. That was some of the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
Chemistry, mathematics, palindromes, string theory. What a wild game! My head was hurting watching Vex do the clocks while watching Clash run around these walls and ceilings in the biggest library I've ever seen in my entire life. What a fun event. Thank you all so much. The games were spectacular. Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
Chemistry.
Also, Luigi versus Pancakes. Some of the funniest, probably one of the funniest games I've seen. Talking about like the blood-covered spikes and seeing them try to grab these eggs over and over and over again. And the fact that it was one egg away.
Yeah.
Insane.
That came close.
Every battle yesterday was like this. Every battle.
Yeah.
I guess maybe except Vex and Clashes, but then again, Clash was learning string theory, so I mean, you can't really blame him on that one. So, but yeah, so.
And Sung made me play the worst game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, oh my god. Sorry about that yesterday, guys. I literally thought I could literally feel this vein right here pulsing in my head yesterday playing Rock Climb. I thought my brain was going to explode. But speaking of Battle Night, we do plan on doing these regularly. Now, that doesn't mean every week. That means at least once a month. We are shooting to get the next one to be in June, and that'll either be the June 15th, I'm pretty sure, and June 25th. Let me make sure I got that right. Sorry, June 15th or June 22nd. Those are the dates that we are shooting for. We will definitely give you a date probably next weekend or the weekend after, so you guys will have plenty of time to fill out submission forms. You guys can actually fill out the submission forms now, since the dates
closed. I have to reopen it.
Yeah. So once he reopens them, as long as you have free time on the 15th or the 22nd, you can fill it out whenever they reopen, and we'll go from there. But we would love to see more participants, or even just the same amount, because 10 hours was a lot longer, but we could do them every hour instead of every 2 hours. But yeah, don't be afraid to submit. As you can see, even non-speedrunners were able to compete, and it was super close. It was a lot of fun.
Tango won't submit in the final 8 minutes this time. It was final 4 minutes.
Okay, honestly though, Tango, it doesn't matter. That was a lot of fun. The 1v1v1 was a lot of fun to watch last night, so thank you so much for actually submitting to that. All 3 of you were on the same boss. Crazy. Yeah. That was crazy.
I still cannot believe the last 30 seconds Geek clutched out the boss fight at the same time that Ghibli was at the last phase of the boss fight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Last 30 seconds, that blew my mind. That was so much fun.
And Ghibli and Geek could have been in the same place, but Ghibli didn't know about the snipe, and the snipe came out of nowhere. That snipe was crazy. Yeah, Geek, I can't believe the final boss was so easy. Yeah, it was so weird going from the second and third boss to that final one that you showed us, but still, fun game. I'm glad it lasted an hour. You all did amazing. And the patience you guys showed. Oh my god, dying over and over again for 40 minutes on the same boss. Better than me, because I couldn't get on the rock for 40 minutes. You guys saw me having a panic attack on stream. So, I love that.
I did a lot better than I thought I was doing that
dude, you
game.
Did amazing. 10,000, that was crazy. You did better than anybody who gave the game a shot, so... and speaking of amazing runners and doing amazing things, it's time for the bounty winner. Vex, if you'd like to switch on over to that. So, this bounty was a little different. It was our final small bounty before the big one, and we had a first and second place. So, huge shout out to Giz for coming in first place and clutching out an amazing run. And then another shout out to I'm Tango for coming in second place as well. Both of you did extremely well. Everybody who participated and broke this game, thank you all so much. Sorry that we had to ban one of the tricks really early on. Tango found a way to get out of bounds and get to the final boss in no time at all. So we had to get rid of that. But that didn't stop them from breaking the game regardless. And it almost became a sub 5-minute run. So if you want to start that up, we're going to showcase Giz's run. This is Kaku Ancient Seal at 5 minutes and I think 12 seconds.
And I had not seen this yet, so this should be fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm live, baby. Okay. Let me do. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh my god, this was a lot of fun. So I picked this game. So I still don't I just don't know if the ban affected much. Yeah, I don't think it affected anything. By the time the last days were, I don't think it affected anything. But I chose this game because I bought the original when it came out, and then the devs decided that they weren't happy with their product, and so they are recreating the entire game. And so they released this demo, and it's the entire beginning portion of the game completely redone. Now you're supposed to fight 6 pigs, gather some items, collect 3 pieces of wood to create a cauldron, cook some items, destroy some plants, move across the mountains. But as you can see, nah, that's not how it works. They're gonna skip the 6 pigs. They're gonna climb over the mountains. They're gonna skip the slingshot, which they need for the bees. They're gonna use that to get on top of these mountains, which create an invisible barrier. And then they're gonna fly over a gap straight to a bridge that we were supposed to get to later. And then they're gonna upgrade and fly across that bridge as well. Once again, it makes no sense to what the route was supposed to be. The game is just crazy broken. I said no out of bounds, but they didn't actually go out of bounds. They just found ways to clip onto invisible walls. Once again, even if you take out of bounds from players, they're still gonna find a way to do crazy things. Funny enough, this portion where they're going through the cutscenes to upgrade their items is literally like 1/3 of the entire run, just those cutscenes alone, with how fast this goes.
You know what I've noticed? I've played this game when it first released as well, like the original demo, and the optimization was bad. I see so much improvement in this game.
Yeah, it's so much better now that they actually sat down and went through it. And like I said, excited to see what the actual product turns out to be. To give you guys some insight on how much they broke this game, so the first day it was released, Tango, the first day we announced the bounty, Tango actually found an out of bounds glitch that had to be banned because it just broke the game way too quick and it kind of made it not fun to run. And then right after the ban, Luigi came in with a 1306. After Luigi, Ilario came in with an 1157. And then a 1051, already dropping the run by 3 minutes within practically the same day. So I decided, you know what, let me get a shot. So I went in and I got a 955. Now, this is where the route takes a drastic difference because 955 was pretty good for what they knew. But then Ilario comes in the day after, scoring a 612. So Luigi follows this up on the 7th with a 551. Now enters Giz with a 526. Then Tango coming in with a 518. And on the final day, 2 hours before the run ends, Giz gets a 512, which is what you're watching now. So from a 13-minute run to a 5-minute run, absolutely insane. These runners are unstoppable. You guys are truly some of the best runners I've ever met. It sucks that people that are as skilled as you guys don't get the spotlight that you deserve. The fact that you see people with thousands of viewers on their Twitch channels and you guys are doing work that I've never seen people do, you guys are so awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I think we have a community of very talented speedrunners here.
I consider all this invisible wall stuff out of bounds. Well, Luigi, I could have kept banning stuff, but it's okay. It ended up still being fun to watch you guys do it. These are still lessons learned on how these events are going to go. I'm one person when I bet these games. I know for a fact the moment that I'm done playing them and I give them to you guys are going to think about stuff that would never even cross my mind. So there's only so much I can do before I can't just keep banning 1,000 tricks and just making the game just a regular playthrough.
I think the big thing to take from this, though, is that we're bringing people's attention to games that normally wouldn't get attention. So, like, even though the bounty was as short as it was, you're more than welcome after the game releases to run the game and do any category you want and make the game what you want. So,
and the game, so if it's anything like the original release, the game is going to be huge. Kaku, the original one, was massive. The game was just so big. So if you guys did enjoy this, please think about picking up the game. It comes out this summer. So I'm not sure when, maybe June or July, but sometime this summer you will see this version of the game releasing. But thank you again, Giz, for the amazing gameplay. This is actually the very end of the run. They leap over, they go into the portal, and that ends the run. It could have been a much longer run if they would have done the intended route. But honestly, seeing the innovation that you guys came up with to find the invisible walls and to find all these skips is kind of what makes a speedrun a speedrun. Even if it is a little bit shorter, look what you guys did. This is cool. Be proud of yourselves.
Congratulations, Giz.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And congratulations to Tango too for coming in second place. And actually congratulations to everybody who participated. But seriously, both of you really came in on the last day and destroyed it. So yeah, Giz, I also learned that I could hold space as spamming it for dialogues after I got that's hilarious. But yeah, that was our last little bounty that we were gonna do before the big bounty.
Man.
Now,
here it is.
Vex hasn't seen the big bounty.
I don't know what it is even to this
has,
time.
Yeah, I haven't given him the link yet. He doesn't have anything yet. Nobody does. So it is time for me to send over the link to Vex.
Okay, here we go.
Are you all ready for the big bounty? Can I get some hype,
I'm excited.
Please? Are you guys ready for this? This is going to be amazing. Now
I will be competing.
Now Luigi states that they're going to turn this game into a platformer, okay? So we're actually going to see. Now the funny thing is, I'm going to tell you guys this before I send over to Vex. Vex had already guessed the game, but I had to lie to him so he wouldn't actually
What game
know.
was it?
He said it in front of everybody in chat because he made a joke. Literally made a joke about the game in front of everybody. And so I had to lie and be like, nah, it's definitely not that. It's definitely not that. So,
Me?
This is why I can't give hints anymore. If I give even a single hint, it seems like somebody can guess the game that I'm thinking of. So this happened before with Clash Code. I gave one hint and Clash found a game. I did it again and Clash found the game. No more hints. You guys are done with hints. It's not happening anymore. So with that, I am now pressing enter. Are you ready, Vex? 3,
yes.
2, 1. I have sent over the game.
Okay.
Hey, yep. Here we go, guys. It has finally been released. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be something that I've never done before, a genre I've never done before. So, yeah, thank you all for being here. Good luck to all who are participate. I'm going to be here as well participating. Here we go.
I joked about this game.
Yeah, you did. You joked about it. He actually made a joke about this game. So for anybody wondering, this is not, there's no controller. You have to use keyboard and mouse. The controllers are not supported in this game. So actually you don't even use a mouse. It's only keyboard. There is no mouse whatsoever. It's only keyboard. So have fun with that, guys. It's gonna be very different for everybody.
It's gonna be a different kind of speed run.
Yep. I did the speed run of the demo when he released the first part of the demo, and then I did a speed run all the way to the half point of the game. Why can't we have pretty games? This game is pretty. Wait till you get into it. It's actually a very pretty game. You have to respect the art style. It is so good. But yeah, welcome to Islands of Caliph, a dungeon crawling classic RPG with no platforming elements. I listened, and you guys didn't want platforming. You guys didn't get platforming. So the game starts out at $9.99, and the prizes are going to be $150 for first place, $100 for second place, and $50 for third place. So there's going to be 3 prizes given out. So even if you don't get first place, you still have a chance of winning. So get on out there, crawl through those dungeons, slay those beasts, and be the person to bring the realms back together in Islands of Caliph. Thank you all so much, and good luck to the participants.
I had never thought to speedrun a game like that, so this is gonna be really interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, the fact that it's only keyboard is crazy. Like, it's a lot of fun to figure out how to play this game with. There's no mouse, no nothing. It's just WASD and a couple keys. That's it. There was a huge glitch that I found in the game. I'm not going to tell you guys, but it broke the game so much. I don't know if he ever patched it, but it didn't break the game to the point where like, oh my god, the run's ruined. It just made it a lot funnier and sped some things up. So once again, that means that there is a glitch out there. Have fun finding it.
All right,
But with
I'm
that,
gonna find
guys,
it.
woo! Big bounties out. That concludes our rapid recap of the week. Vex, as always, big shout out to him putting these together, being the background for all the OBS stuff, all the layouts and whatnot. So thank you, Vex, as always, for being my partner in this.
Well, you're welcome. I enjoy this. This has always been a passion of mine. So content creation in general, I mean, I've been doing it since I was 12 or 11. I started on Windows Movie Maker. So yeah, I've been doing content creation forever. This is finally me being able to put everything that I've learned in one place.
Oh, I'm not a content creator, but I'm a game lover, and my passion is finding random games. So both of us coming together to put this whole community together. I hope you all have been enjoying your stay here, and expect many more bounties and many more recaps. And with that, guys, I am out of here. Thank you all so much, and I will catch you all next Sunday for the next recap.
All right, guys, have a good week. See you next week.
Have a good one,
Rapid
guys.
Runners.